were some differences in the predictions. One, I will say, I was the one who predicted Flame, Prime, and Hunter up there, so swap Zeke and I's names, but otherwise, Plops, Hero Kappa, and Feeble were the favorites going through. They performed pretty well. You will be seeing them in the Middle East Grand Final tomorrow. However, Flame, Prime, and Hunter were also able to have a positive day in their heat and advance through. So predictions so far are holding steady, and it's going to be exciting once we get in. This is a different style of play, different types of gameplay from all over the regions, but enough from me. I've talked enough. Let's throw it on over to Lupo and Monster as they take you into Middle East Heat 2, Match 1.
Sundown, thank you very much. Just a quick note to those at home. Occasionally we run into issues on the cast. Do your best to not get too worked up about it. You know, there's a lot of things at play here, so you have to imagine a 10-minute break is an insanely short amount of time to recover and get back into the games. As you can see here on your screen, Heat 2 Game 1 of Middle East region starting off. Tilted Town, a number of teams dropping down the bottom. Down here, pressure in the bottom and the pump shotgun. An early blue pump shotgun. Tilted Down, as you can see, is honestly one of the most powerful weapons you can get. It just hits so hard for it's so much up close fights too.
Such a clean shot, and that's one of the perks of landing in Tilted Town. You know you're gonna get a blue. You know you're leaving a blue pump. You're leaving with shockwaves. You're guaranteed heals, like guaranteed minimal.
Exactly.
Not only that, you're probably gonna get yourself some launch pads as well. So this is the place to be, especially if you want to guarantee your loadout. And you
tough.
stick around just to get back to the lobby. Not much you can do there.
And off of every elimination, if you do get challenged here, it's arguably one of the better spots to drop right now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, imagine a game where one of these guys bring that double barrel out of Tilted Town, because there are some rules in play where the double barrel shotgun only spawns in Tilted, but you can even take the weapons out of the place as well. And
third time's a charm. There we go.
I was going to say, he's having a little bit of a struggle there, trying to get up and over.
He's got to track down that space bar. It runs away sometimes. Also playing a controller, I guess. My apologies. Controller gang, love you.
If anything, Controller Gang has the best movement we've seen so far. These guys can go 360 on the
Clearly you don't watch my stream, Monster. I appreciate it, though. Yeah.
But all right, now we're looking at Happy Hamlet here. A little bit of a standoff. Moon, Minzu, and Kinji here have that high ground. There's 3 teams here.
The prediction from 4 of the 5 of us are players, Klops, going down to beat up top 30. Did you see that?
If I had to guess, I actually did ME, Middle Eastern VOD review. They land towards Junction, so they must have had some kind of problem over at Haunted Hills, but we'll talk about that in just a bit here as Kenji uses a valuable shockwave to try and take the high ground here, and he is going to get chipped just a little bit. Such a nice pinch going on right here, and this is one of our newer competitive regions, so you know, a little bit of catch up, right, to catch up to the rest of the competitive scene per se.
I wouldn't even say that, honestly, because some of these players are so good, Monster. I mean, we've even watched each other grow very quickly playing the game just from watching these competitive experiences. You have opportunities like this. Look at that. Kiji immediately flicks up, gets the knock on info, who's trying to shockwave from over the top. But you have to understand, these players in the Middle East region have been asking for their own region for quite a long time, so you know they've been watching the competitive experience between all these other regions. That kind of learning has to happen big time.
It was a filthy little rep, and it was catch 18 and yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on, is that they were held back for so long because of the ping differences, right?
Yeah.
But now having their own region, a lot of it has, you know, a lot of these players have found a little bit of remedy in that factor as well. So good for them. We see new faces come up and have their moment. Let's catch a little highlight here today.
Kenji picking up the revive right there on Minzu. Not in the middle of that fight. A valiant trade, though. Honestly, if your team only suffers a single knockdown, you pick up those 3 eliminations. I'd say that's 100% worth it. Rotation out.
Not
Lucky
sideways.
landing.
Only down to take on their heels here. And I like what they're doing. They're backing up as a squad, trying to use this time to also gather some mats in the process. This team is not letting up. You have the NL squad right here, Nella, Easy, and Saya Zine right here. Or Saya's Ren, excuse me. And they're coming in with the push. They're still fully shielded up for the most part.
There's no high ground right now. Gonna have to fight out one player all the way at the top. Shots coming from right there. Looks like it's knocked down that build. Pushing up side. Ultimate high ground looking down from above. Little explode from underneath. Gonna have to build against that. Waiting for Peach out. The last one, there it is. Here in the desert.
Such a weird place to play as well. The moisty palms where you can't just crouch freely. You have to be very cautious. A lot of the competitive players opting to unbind the crouch just in case. You know, you don't want to make any mistakes there. And honestly, if you do that, you're kind of in the advantage, right? You set yourself up for success, so you don't make any mistakes in PvP. I know myself, I tend to crouch in fights all the time. You don't really realize it until it happens, but
It's a tough break when it does happen, I'll say. Looks like an attempted shockwave to avoid a fight there, but Super does get the pick there. A knockdown and rotating the storm. Get to save.
it's going to be a nice little knockdown. He's going to replenish his health up. There is a player outside of the storm line. It's going to be his teammate, Will, who's waiting nearby, and you can see over at the other crater there to the left where you can farm up all the stone. That's probably where the rest of that guy's duo is.
Most likely.
You can say here, but someone does see the rotation. They're pushing on in. We have a trio coming in.
So now's the time. You have people just coming in from the storm. You think you're in the better position, which is basically a no-brainer. You see here, gonna have to fight to stay in.
You heard the shots outside the storm wave. You figured you might as well get out. These guys are going to come out with a little anything to have that advantage there.
Dropping back.
That's not the battle we want to take. The third party actually here, so they want to back up. They want to reset a little bit here.
I don't blame them. You basically started that fight not as a full trio. Sammy was still outside in the storm, and so rotating back away and saying, nah, this is not the fight to take. We're not exactly in the best spot. Plus, if you think about it, they did force that team, the team that applied pressure from inside the safe zone, to burn through some traps. There's some zap traps in the wall, so you've gotten rid of those, cleared those out of the inventory, which is great for later in the game. Ultimately, kind of a win-win. Set of eliminations here.
That are on the west and north side of the map. Forced down now. Quite a rotation here as the zone seems to be pushing all the way south. So the later you move, the more congested this rotation will be. Later in the game, you really want to get down early, especially when a zone favors one side
keeps pulling that heavy sniper out and taking a look. Hasn't gone for it yet. I would say position-wise, not the best call. You draw a lot of attention to yourself as you are further outside towards the edge of what is currently safe. So people are probably going to look back and try and stormhold you. But could you imagine, as you're hitting just a crazy snipe right there in the rotation in, they suddenly have advantage. 2 left up. They could push through, pick up 3 wins, all materials.
It's actually very interesting right here. FHD actually opened this battle up with a heavy snipe. They catch the knock, but they don't even collapse to kind of seal the deal. They say, you know what, instead, we're going to focus more on the zone here. They're going to get ahead. So they use that little bit of distraction, downtime, and chaos to get ahead of the zone here. It's probably still going to convert if they can get to the zone first and then turn the battle back around.
Depends on how fast the storm is moving on this edge. They are closer to the short side, so it's moving slower. But yeah, you have a chance maybe for a pickup there, but I think, like you're saying, in that moment they say, yeah, we got the knock, we could push for it, but placement at this point is important. You're looking at 26 trios remaining. You don't get the placement points until top 15. And even then, it's only 3. So right now, pushing into the storm, getting to safe, very, very important. You want to try and make it that top 15 as early as possible. If you get to a safe spot, so you can sit and wait.
We saw a little bit of a storm surge warning there as we're approaching zone 3. You have to be cautious when there's over 70 players to the zone 3 ratio. The storm surge will start to tick. So one trio probably affected right now. This trio here is completely safe. Damage below. So anything can happen. Pushed by the wrong ones. Team can fight. So
at this point, only one player needs to go down too, and we might actually find it. There it is. What a snipe! FHD looking back to the east over there. Quick little flick, a 157 body shot. They're going to try and apply pressure. Teammate up top. Secure. Maybe a chance for revive things.
They actually used a lot of resource just to try and keep that player safe right there. He chucked back the zap trap and the stink. So using all, if not most, of their throwables right there just to hold the power squad down here in the factory area. This is the second time now they've caught a knock. They haven't quite, siege the moment. Very patient. Really bite them in the butt later on, though.
Honestly, I think that's the smartest play, because you see right now, all 3 of those players up on the hill are stacked up next to each other, and they may have seen, because you have that's southeast of the little factory area they're in right now, so they get the knock, yeah, but you're down below. Your only option basically is to try and take shots on the structure and get the knockdown player exposed and immediately eliminate. If you don't get that player's crawling back, he needs to line the side of the hill, plus you have other people, they're going to see that and a chance for third party. I would rather see these players do exactly what they're doing right now and sit inside the build, do all the wall replaces, and wait just a minute, because what might happen, and you see on your minimap, that almost is the call there.